my name is Isaac Kialeko, the Executive Chairman, Kwanpan Local Government Council. I hail from Kwanpan Local Government, as you know, and I was born 46 years ago to a family of Mr. and Mrs. Gabriel Kwalu in Tim Village. I went to school and I hold a HND in electrical engineering. I graduated in 2000, where I served in 2001 in Sokoto, and in 2002, after my passing out of youth service, I gained employment with the Plateau Radio Television Corporation as a system engineer. And I worked for 2 years, where I gained employment with the then National Electric Power Authority, NEPA, where I served for 10 years. And in 2014, I resigned my appointment to venture into active politics. And today, before I became executive chairman, I've been a businessman. Wow, I was privileged to have traveled far and wide, and I've seen how governance is being administered in most of different places. And when I returned home, I discovered there were a lot of deficits that needed to be corrected. And I felt, how can I contribute my own quota to the development of my own community? But before then, in 2009, I made an attempt to contest for House of Representatives for Kwanpan Shandam Mikam Federal Constituency, which I didn't make it at that level, and I went back to work because my people actually returned me back to work because they wanted me back. So I went back, and the then government of the PDP, led by Jonah David Jang, actually felt there was a need for me to be brought on board. And I was called up to come and be supervisory councillor for works. They then, led by the then Dakashan, under a transition committee. I came and served for 2 years. And after the 2 years, I again contest. My people actually called me again to contest for House of Assembly for Kwanpan South constituency at the State House of Assembly, which again I contested under the platform of the PDP. And again, God did not give me the opportunity to serve my people at that level. And after which I went back to my business, and I've been a businessman. And in 2018, when the issue of chairmanship came on board, I actually never wanted to go into that contest. But a lot of people actually, insisted, or the people actually insisted that they wanted me to serve at that level. And of course, who am I to say no, since it was all about service that made me to leave my job and to leave my business to come and contest elections. So I came out to contest election, and today, this is where we are. Like I said, outside politics, I'm a businessman, and I'm sure you'll be surprised, want to know what kind of business I do. We turn waste to wealth, creating waste, from waste to wealth. We're into recycling. Most of these scrap ions, any scrap material, any waste material, we turn it into wealth. So I do business with most of the companies down south, especially in Lagos, in Osun State, and even in Benin. So if you see truckloads of scrap materials being loaded in trucks, heavy trucks down south, that is the kind of business we do. And again, I'm a farmer. We have a farm, and it's called Patisa Farms Limited. We do livestock farming. We're into poultry. We're into piggery and a lot of other things at the farm. So that is what I do at the moment, and that is basically what I do. And some other businesses that we venture into. We have an automobile company where manufacturers of automobile products down in Lagos, and a lot of other things that we do. I'm a director in some of the other companies that we have. Yeah, we came on board in 2018, and we discovered that we have a lot of situations that needed to be handled, especially the issue of insecurity. and the issue of unity within the people. There had been mutual suspicions amongst the diverse groups that are existed in the local government. And my first approach to governance at that time, which of course that is the principal responsibility of governance, is to be able to provide security of lives and property to the good people of Kwanpan local government. And that has been a very major challenge. And we brought up two or three policy thrusts. First is to secure the lives of the people of Kwanpan local government and to create a government where there will be unity of purpose. Let the people come together to develop the local government, and that is unity. And after all this thing, that is when you have health, you have education, and agriculture, and all of others. So we had very serious challenge when it comes to issues of security. And thank God today is a different story now. We've been able to do a lot in that aspect, and people can now travel to Kwanpan local government. People can now do businesses in Kwanpan local government, and we're very happy, and everybody is happy about that. Secondly, the issue of unity. Because within Kwanpan, from the name Kwanpan, we have the Kwan and the Pan axis. And even within the Pan, you have the Meriang, you have the Kuala, you have the Demak, you have the Bual. Within this minute community, there has been mutual suspicion, oh, this person feels more superior than the other, this person feels whatever. But what we've been trying to do is to create a semblance of unity where nobody would feel disenchanted, nobody would feel deprived of his own rights and whatever. And for the first time, you will have a situation where the Pan community and the Gamai community coming together to do things together. And I think if we are able to sustain this thing, that is where we'll be able to have a headway into leadership in Kwanpan local government or developing in Kwanpan local government. And we have a situation where very critically we have serious issues of healthcare delivery, where you imagine that a pregnant woman would have to travel to Shandam local government to undertake or undergo common scanning, because there's no scanning machine in the local government, or there's no X-ray machine in the local government. There's no facilities within the cottage hospital that we have in Kwanpan local government. And I said, no, in this century, we have these kind of challenges. Even though the primary health care is the responsibility of the local government, the secondary tier of medical facility is the responsibility of the state. But whatever it is, the life of the people of Kwanpan is being affected. So you will discover that when we came on board, the first thing was to equip the secondary tier of medical facility that we have, and that is the cottage hospital, where we've been able to procure equipment. All this equipment that I talked about, we procured them, and we've been able to have the first ever successful free medical outreach that cut across the whole of Plateau State and other neighboring states, that people came around and had free surgeries, free medical attention, and of course, it was a success story, a huge success. And a lot of other things that we've done. A lot of challenge education-wise, we've done a lot in terms of education. Bursary allowances have been paid to students of tertiary institutions. Primary schools will be able to partner with some NGOs where we have been able to procure writing materials and learning materials to those primary schools within the locality. And payment of staff salaries have been prompt. And of course, within the primary education in the local government too, we've been doing a lot in that aspect. There's a huge gap between the state, the federal, and the local government system, where the local government tier of government is the government closest to the people, where the largest population of the people reside. But unfortunately, funds are being deprived of the local government, where the responsibility of governance are supposed to be. If I was to be given the position to advise, is to say that the reverse should be the case. Why don't the federal government relinquish its own responsibilities to the state and to the local government? And by so doing, we would have a developed Nigeria. But a situation whereby the national government is sitting at the center, it does not know the peculiar issues, especially in Kwanpan local government, and will sit down to administer responsibilities or administer governance on behalf of the local government at the national level. I think that is where we're not getting it right. I have a 3-year term, and by the grace of God, in 2021, precisely October 10th, that's when my tenure will elapse. I look forward to going back to my farms. I look back going back to the gutters, where I go around, pick garbages and turn it into wealth. And that is what I look forward to doing, going back to. But if the people feels they still need my services, because it's all about service, it's not about me imposing myself on the people. If what I've been able to do will cost the people or would make the people who would still want to require my services, who am I? I'm here to serve. For as long as I have the energy, for as long as I have the intellectual capacity to deliver good governance to the people of Kwanpan local government, I'm ready to serve them at any capacity. I want to say that this is the most credible set of organization that is saddled with the responsibility of awarding best performance. And I don't want to say that for me to have been nominated as the man to receive as the best performing chairman of the local government, I wouldn't want to say I'm the best performing chairman. But I want to say that it's based on an assessment of people, because I kept wondering what assessment index did they use in arriving at me as being the best performing chairman. But the eyes of the people are watching. I want to say that I pray that this man of the year, Plateau man of the year, would continue to work stronger, will be able to sustain it. And I'm happy that we're looking backward. This is our own local content. That's doing things our own way. As Plateau people, we're proud of it, and I want to identify myself with the success story of the Plateau Award since this is the 5th edition, and I continue to pray that this organization or the leadership of this organization continue to be as transparent as they have just exhibited in this particular award that is being given to me. I want to put in a very simple terms or statement. We need courage. We need determination. We need God. And we need sincerity. That is all we need. Because the young people are very energetic. They are very trustworthy. But sometimes we have some of our people or some of our colleagues that in the Hausa word that states, but a young Nigerian, a young Plateau man is a very dedicated and very hardworking person, and is very sincere if given the opportunity. My advice to the young people is, let us continue to love ourselves. We should believe in ourselves first, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. So we should take it by storm that we're ready to lead this country. And if given the opportunity, you'll be able to show the difference. The reason why the old people would always say that the young men cannot be trusted is that some of our colleagues have been given opportunities in the past and they betrayed the trust of the older people. So my advice is, let us continue to believe in ourselves, support and be hardworking. And God in heaven will deliver us and will give us leadership of this country. And that is why I stand by the not too young to run bill. And of course, it is already a law.